Hi, this is Lois, the music lady, and today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful unicorn bag. And the bag, you can see, is decorated in the front and also even in the back. So let's get started. Okay, to make our unicorn bag, you're going to need a bag, and you can use whatever color you want. I just chose a white bag. And if you want to put a lot of goodies in it, you want to make sure it's a nice big bag, or you could choose a smaller bag, depending on what you like. You're going to need some cardboard to make your ears and your unicorn horn. White cardboard is good if you can find something. This was in with a pack of construction paper, so I just cut it in half and turned it over. You're going to also need, this is very important, to have a blueprint to follow by, okay? So you're going to need I just did a unicorn face and got it from an image online. So it's just that I have a blueprint to follow. You're going to need a black magic marker, and you're going to need some glue. Okay? So any of these items you can get at your local Dollar Tree, Walmart, Dollar General, any of those kind of stores would be fine. So first, you have your bag, but we got to make the hair and decorative stuff for our unicorn. So I chose, you're going to need some tissue paper also, different colors. So I chose, this is a light pink, like a fuchsia, a aqua or turquoise, and purple are the colors that I chose. You put all those together, and then you're going to cut. It's easier if you do it all at one time. So I basically made a 5-inch wide strip of all the colors together. So you're going to want to do that a couple times, because it's better to have too much than not enough. So again, cutting into strips. Here's another set. And then I think one more should do it. Okay. And they don't have to be perfectly in line or anything. Okay, so, and then you have some left over. Here are your strips of tissue paper that you're going to be working with throughout the project. Now, on this unicorn, you can choose to have, this is going to be the front, since that's the main direction where the bag is going, and then this is the back. So I'm going to make mine a little fancier, and I want a mane or hair also coming off the back of my unicorn. Alrighty, so for that, let's take this leftover tissue paper, right? And that way we won't have any extra. And let's go ahead and cut that also. Just so we have what we need. Alrighty. So now what you want to do is you want to kind of crinkle them up just a little bit, slightly, like hair would be crinkled, right? Okay, so see where I'm going with this? Now you're going to glue this to the back, and that's going to be your hair on the back of the of your bag. So I'm going to take the glue. Well, first let's open it, and then we're going to take this all the way down, right through the center, because that's where your mane would be, right through the center. You want to make sure you have plenty glue to handle all that hair. Okay, so then after that, you're basically just gluing hair pieces together onto the bag. Oh, I need a little extra, so I'm going to take one of those strips that we made earlier and then cut that end off. So we have a few more pieces, because that's exactly what we needed. Let's put the dark pink, then some more purple, and turquoise. Or, there we go. So you want to make sure that that is glued in nicely. There. So now you have the back of your mane, the back of the unicorn. And then so now we're going to put this away. So we're going to let that dry for a little bit. So one thing we're going to need, we know, is we're going to need ears based on our picture here. We're going to need ears. We're going to need a horn. Instead of doing flowers, we're going to have hair, just like our mane in the back. And then we're going to need eyes, right? So we want to draw our ears. But first, let's draw the horn. Now, this is kind of a lightweight poster board. You can use this, but I don't like my horn to bend. So I also cut some harder pieces of cardboard that I can place this on top of, okay? So first I measure this. And cut that right down that line. All right. And then we want to draw a unicorn. You could use a ruler, or you could use a straight edge. Let's see, halfway is about here, right? You have to have a place that you know you want your point to go. All right. So then from there, I want to angle it to where it goes all the way to the bottom, or almost to the bottom, like that. So then we're going to angle that there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. That's where it goes almost to the bottom. And then we have kind of our unicorn horn, right? So you want to cut that out. Oh, that's the wrong scissors. So now we're going to cut that out. And on the other side. So that's a pretty wide horn. Woo! So if you want to, if you think it's a little too wide, you can always narrow it slightly by just taking it in a little bit. That's why you should always cut things a little bit bigger than you need them, so that, there we go, so that when you get the size that you want, then we can cut this a little bit more. Yes, that's going to be the right horn. Okay, so then once you get that, then all you have to do is duplicate it, right? On both sides. Oops. Then you cut that out. And now that is, if you want to go with just this one, that's quite okay. All right. I like my horn a little bit stiffer. So these two together are going to give me kind of the stiffness that I want in my horn. Yeah, okay. So then all you have to do is glue these two pieces together. Oops. Take that and wipe that off with some extra tissue paper. There. Now you have your nice horn. Now, a horn, as you notice in the picture, is not white. So you can either decorate this with markers if you have them, all kinds of markers. You could decorate it with glue pens if you have glue pens. These are sparkly glue pens that I got from the Dollar Tree, which also has a piece of white cardboard on the back of it that you can use. Or I found this lovely shiny paper. You can take a piece of that and make your horn shiny. Let's see, is that wide enough? Not quite. All right, so I like this piece. This piece right here doesn't have a fold in it, so that'd be a perfect piece to use. So we're going to cut that. You only need to cut out what you need. Okay, so yeah, see how that would come together? So now you always want to make sure that you're not marking up the good side of your paper, right? Oh, it looks like this is a better edge. So you want to line that up like your horn. Then make sure you take marker that you can see. I don't think you'd see the red or the pink on this. So there we go. So then you have that. So then you take that and you can cut it. So like I said, this is how I'm choosing to decorate my horn. You can choose to decorate your unicorn horn any way you like. There we go. So you want to glue this. And make sure it sticks all the way down. Oh, without getting any glue on the front, because that's going to ruin your shine. Oh. Then we also have, I don't want the back of mine to show like that, so I'm going to cut another piece to cover the back side. A good thing to keep around, by the way, is some hand sanitizer, because if glue gets on your fingers or your hands and it starts to affect your work, you want them clean, and this will get off glue really easily. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to put this down. Oh no, it's gluing. There we go. And do the same thing where we're going to kind of outline. Then we want to cut. Then you have hand sanitizer. Glue everywhere. This glue kind of gets on your fingers. So you want to definitely keep that nearby. Turn that piece over. And then you want to put glue. There we go. You do the same thing. Gonna glue this down. You have a little excess, so if you have some excess, you can always cut that off. If you find there's not enough glue on a particular part, just go back and put a dot there and glue that down. Oops. So now you have your nice unicorn horn, right? And actually, I can use a dot of that. Hand sanitizer gets out a lot of stuff, and see, it'll work that off as well. So then I'll get a piece of tissue paper and wipe that off. There. So now you have your horn, and that's going to go right here in the center. Right? Okay. So also you're going to have in the center is your hair. You want your see how this kind of looks like flowers? So just like we bunched up the hair for the back, we're going to do the same thing for the front. Okay? So then you want to take your tissue paper that you have, and you're going to cut those into strips just like you did before. And it doesn't matter that they're the same length or not, because you're crinkling them up anyway. The lines don't have to be straight. All right, so then once you get that, then you want to crinkle it up. Try to get them crinkled as small as possible. And once your hand gets kind of full, then you just want to let those go. See? And then you want to start again. Okay, so now that you have your crinkly paper, I'm going to put this here. Be aware of where you're going to place your horn. Okay, so you're going to put some of the paper under it, but you want a little space here, a little bit of space there for your horn to be in the center. Okay. So then you want to take, you're going to have a circle there where you're not going to put anything, right? So you draw your circle with your glue. And then you circle around it. A little bit out to the side. And remember, this is crinkly paper, so you want plenty of glue to hold it down. Alrighty. So then you start just putting your gluing your hair pieces everywhere you want to. You don't have to have any rhyme or reason to it except for your own. Okay, so then this is where you're going to put your horn, right there. Right, but we wanted to put on top of that a little bit so that, see, it looks like it's angled. So it's not straight up and down. Right, so then you want to put glue in that area, even on top of the tissue paper where you're going to be placing that horn. Then you're going to glue that down. Now you're going to have to hold that for a little bit so that it glues down. And you're going to have to make sure that you have some pieces, whoops, some pieces on the bottom to hide the bottom of the horn. Right? There we go. And if you see any blank spots, or you think is a blank spot, you know, fill that up. So you could have little hair all around. See how that's working out? And you have your back. Whoops, that was too soon. I didn't hold it down long enough. So you hold it here for about 2 minutes, okay? So now we're gonna place this to the side, let it dry a little bit more. And based on our blueprint, we need our ears. And we're gonna also need to draw eyes on the front, right? So for our ears, now that needs a nice white piece of cardboard, right? Now look at the shape of these ears. You see that? So you can do the same kind of thing. So you use this as your guide to draw the shape of your ears. Now, though they have them angled there, it's actually a straight shot. So you go up and down. And the same thing. Up and down. And it don't have to be perfect. Whoops. But we want it kind of like that. Yeah. All right, so that's what you're going to cut out. Your ear shapes. So 1. 2. Okay, this one has a little rough edge on it, so I'm gonna trim that so it's not so rough. It's a little smoother. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is see it has black magic marker around the edge. So we're gonna do that. Let's do this on a piece of cardboard so we don't get the table that you're working with dirty. So then you just want to thicken that line around the ear. That's 1. And 2. Okay. Also notice on our blueprint that this has like pink on the inside. So we could choose that nice dark pink that we have to put on the inside. Doesn't need to be a big piece. All right. And basically it doesn't cover the whole inside, see? Right? So it just covers a part of it. So you're going to cut something smaller that's more oval. You could draw it first if you're more comfortable with that. Or you can simply cut it like that. See, let's see. That's pretty wide, right? So what we want to do is cut that off. And that's still a little wide. So we want to cut around the sides of it to make it more narrow. There. Okay. So now that we have the size the right way, you want to put that bottom on it that has kind of a point. If we're looking at our blueprint, See our blueprint? It's kind of pointed. So we want to put that in the center. Right? So we want to get our other piece that looks just like that or similar. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. And you can kind of gauge on where that ended as to what size you're going to need for this next one. See, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just nice to come up with about the same size, right? Okay, so then we glue that down. You only need a little bit of glue for this one because it's a very thin piece of tissue paper. So it doesn't require a lot of glue to make sure that's in place. Nice. Let's see, there we have our ears. Then you'll be able to place those right there. Okay. Now, if we look at these though, they have black on the inside, right? So then we want to take our magic marker and we want to go around the edge. There we go. Same thing with this one. Oh, looks like there's some glue there. So that doesn't want to color as well. Okay, and since I have these wonderful they're a glue pen, right? You can add some glue to it. Let's see, make sure it's coming out. There. Okay, so we can go take the glue and add the glue to the edge. There, and that just makes your unicorn a little more special. So you want to let that dry. With this glue, you have to make sure you keep pushing the glue down towards the bottom so it will come out. Awesomeness. There. So now you have your nice ears, but we're going to wait a few minutes for those to dry. Alrighty. So we're going to put those to the side and work on our eyes. Now see, what do our eyes look like? Oh, it's just a wisp and then up, right? Okay, but it has to be thick enough for people to see it. Now, when you look at how far it is down, you look at those kinds of things too. So the eye should be about right here, right? And they should be, if you line them up on either side of the top of the bag, then they'll be about right. So we're going to place one eye. We're just going to dot it there. Uh-oh. And then one there. Okay. So from here, it's going to be, that's going to be the start. Right? So we're going to take this up, down, and out. And then add some more lashes. Each lash is a little bit smaller. Theirs had 3, but ours can have 4. So, and then you just thicken this up. You make this thicker. So that you can see that. From a little bit of a distance. There. Then if you want to, you could put a dot there. But see, they have no, it's almost as if the unicorn's eyes are closed, right? So we want to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take this up a little bit, down, and swoop up. There we go. Then we want to add more eyelashes. So then we want to thicken that. There we go. I want to make sure they're somewhat even. Not perfect, just even. Because, you know, on us, our eyes are a little bit different. Each eye is a little bit different. And our eyelashes are a little bit different. Okay, so it's okay that it's not exactly the same on each side. There. So now you have your eyes and your unicorn horn, and then you have your hair, and you even have your mane on the back, right? So then all you have to do is glue your ears like so, and then wait for it to dry and you'll be done. Okay, so where you want your ears to go are about right there, right at the edge of your hair, right? So you're gonna put your glue down right there, nice and angled, and then you're gonna put your ear there. Oh, not too angled. While the glue is not dry, you can manipulate it a little bit. Okay? But once it dries, then you won't have as much of a choice. Okay, so then we put some glue here. And we do the same thing. Put that there. And angle it. Don't worry about whatever glue you have left will dry clear. And then you can see you have your unicorn bag. See on the back, you have your mane. And on the front, you have your face, your hair, your unicorn, and your ears. And that's your bag. all done. All right, so this is the end of this particular one. But I tell you what, we still have 9 days, 8 days before Halloween. So if you have a particular bag that you'd like to get some guidance on, just leave a comment in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. All right, and we can get those other bags, just like we made the princess bag and the superhero bag. We can figure out a bag for any type of costume. So in your comments, just let me know what kind of bag you'd like to see, and we'll make sure we get it up before Halloween. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.